I like the tequila energy.
I'm bringing that.
I don't like the burger.
And welcome back to From Behind the
All
Barcast.
four of us at the same time kind of fell in. That's good.
We'd like to thank all the people who tuned into the live segment on YouTube. If you'd like to join us next week on a live segment, just go to YouTube and search From Behind the Barcast. Subscribe to our channel, and you'll get a notification
on our Instagram.
Also on
every
Instagram.
Podcast post we make.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and do it live. Every so often. Not every time.
Are we gonna try to get somebody on here?
Yeah, we're gonna try and get someone on.
We got. What's her name, just in case?
We always got a backup.
We got a backup board over there.
She's
so
a peeker.
You could just see her head right now, like she's peeking out around the corner.
So I'm gonna wait until they've put all the episodes out. But there's a new show I've been watching on Hulu. It's called The Patient, and it's Steve Carell produced.
Patience? I'm out.
And it's about a serial killer who kidnaps a therapist, and the serial killer turns out to be...
Don't spoil it for people. And tune in next week, we'll tell you about that. Speaking of spoilers...
Have you been watching
So, House of the Dragons finale was last night, and I don't have a dragon stuffed toy to make noise with.
I'll make a pterodactyl noise.
Yes. So when I talked about when the first episode came out, I had a bunch of coworkers over, and we had a big dinner. And last night I just had my boss, Mary, and my homegirl, Smoot, former guest of the show.
Jennifer Smoot, who just had her baby shower.
Her 17th baby shower was Saturday.
I think it's 27th now.
Yeah. And so they came over, and we watched. I cooked the best prime rib I've ever made. Smoked prime rib, and then seared it off. I've been using the beef tallow to get the fire real good coming out of my smoker. And, bro, oh, God, I want to have sex with that prime rib.
In England,
He was
they call
collecting the bowls with that beef tallow either.
They call it beef dripping.
Beef dripping?
Beef dripping.
Usually they make things sound sexier over there, or more professional.
Yeah, they're like, fuck eggplant, it's aubergine.
So what sucks, though, is the finale leaked Friday night. So Friday night, I am in bed, mouth guard already in, I grind my teeth. Shockingly, my jaw won't stop moving when I'm asleep. And I'm laying down to sleep, phone on full darkness. Like I'm about to just read a page of a book or two and fall asleep.
Do you have your sound machine on?
Sound machine's on. Dooley's in his bed chilling. I am just.
Is it a white noise?
Well, yeah. It's like the one in the doctor's office one. It's just a little fan in a box.
I do the YouTube. YouTube storms.
Yeah, I just need Paxton does the sound. So it leaked Friday night. It's 1:30 a.m. and my friend texts me, "Hey, episode 10 just leaked," and I was like, "Uh-oh." I get up. Turn off the sound machine. I go pack a bowl of some good sativa. Texted Pro. I texted like 5 people. I was like, oh my God, this happened. Here's my thing. I have no self-control over a lot of things, and Twitter is one of them. I use Twitter for news and information, but spoilers get posted when something leaks. So I knew if I didn't watch it right then, I was going to ruin it for myself.
Yeah, but don't
Saturday.
you put keywords in there?
I can do. I block stuff when Marvel movies come out. Like when the premiere for Wakanda Forever comes out in a few weeks, I will block words because this asshole from Variety has spoiled 3 movies in a row for Marvel. I don't know why they keep inviting him.
So your tier list of blocking keywords, and it's Marvel top.
Well, it's like hashtag Wakanda Forever, hashtag Wakanda. It's a pain in the ass. Anyways, it leaked, so I got up and stayed up till 4 a.m. because I wanted to watch episode 9 before I watched episode 10 again. So I watched episode 9 and kind of fast forward through the feet scene and stuff. And episode 10 was brilliant, and then I watched it again last night in full 4K HD. $20 million an episode for House of the Dragon. It was supposed to be one of the most expensive TV shows ever made. And then Amazon said, hold my beer for the Rings of Power show. It's like a Canoes and Rings. You will not
Interesting
imagine.
side note about that.
Well, it might be a picture, it might be a quote, or just an interesting anecdote, but as always, Jeff's interesting side note.
So the Amazon spent nearly $500 million to make the Rings of Power. But the funny part is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the original 3 movies,
the OG,
the OG ones, $281 million. Just
for all
time
three?
for all 3 full-length movies.
And those are
$281 million. Long fucking movies. But then you equivalent that to 2021 money. It's $457 million.
Equivalent.
That's equivalent.
I love you.
You like that?
I love you so much.
Pull that one right out of my buttocks.
I love the look on his face when you said it. He looked like his toilet paper holder just shot off.
Equivalent. But you equivalate it.
That's the verb.
Have I told you about my toilet paper holder?
Equivalent is
It's the present past participle tense.
it's the dangling participle. Now I'm gonna equivalate.
something
Tears
that
are
dangles.
burning from laughing so hard. So
I just had a second panic attack. Fro is the all-star of this episode right now. I love you so much.
that got all the angst out of the room from our break argument about water calories.
I was gonna say because during the break you guys didn't
Paxton
see it.
left the room like Mommy and
You
Daddy
guys
were
didn't
fighting.
see or hear it, but it was going down.
It was a
in
little
here.
spicy.
We were fighting.
Clint, when he's stoned, sometimes gets a little jumpy.
I think I like you, Stone, because not to suck
Just
our
like
own
Jesus.
dicks, but that first segment that we did,
Yeah.
That was fire.
I think it was pretty.
We wiped it up pretty good there.
Wiped it up pretty
Speaking
good.
of wiping, all right. Favorite toilet papers?
I do. What's the one with the bears?
Charmin.
No.
It can't be your favorite if you have to ask us.
Yeah, but I don't. I just
Charmin.
look at. I see
Charmin.
the ones with the bears. That's
Charmin,
the one.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
Berenstain
quilted, the Charmin quilted. I like that one.
Charmin
Not the
quilted?
one with the aloe, because
Okay.
that one's no good for the snot locker. It hurts.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
buy
Or the butthole. It's not good for that.
See,
Makes
The
your pee-pee
sausage
smell
wallet.
nice though.
Okay.
what do you do with toilet paper?
I mean,
Put
all
in the
kinds
hole?
of things.
I mean, you
so-
basically boof it anyway.
So I do Charmin,
Sure,
ultra soft,
sure.
after the bidet to kind of Paxton.
Northern quilted is nice too. I like Northern quilted.
Paxton looks like he's about to have some profound,
All
like
right. So,
Here we go.
some like
let me,
boutique toilet paper.
Rip it out with those shit tickets.
Let me drop some knowledge on it. All right. So, my roommate Travis, he uses Charmin quilted
Yeah, that's good stuff.
2-ply, right?
Okay.
Those 2-plies tend to
Separate.
separate themselves during wipe. So it's like a hydroplaning in a motor vehicle.
How do you use
in the
toilet
mud.
paper?
yeah.
I use Cottonelle ridges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Ribs
You-
for your pleasure. Ridges for your pleasure.
That's for your sphincter.
You pull it off, and it's just like cutting.
How do you use TP? You wrap it around your hand and use
It's
your whole
just
hand.
sort of
The
sometimes.
glove.
It's just like cutting against the grain on a piece of steak. So the ridges are going in this direction.
It will
Vertically.
tear if you do it the other way.
I flip them over to horizontal.
So you
whereas-
it catches.
right. So
This
then,
this is some ass science here.
so then I also buy Cottonelle baby wipes.
There you go.
All right.
Don't
One-
flush those.
No,
No wipes are flushable.
Yeah, none.
I do one per flush.
No.
Don't do that.
Nothing. Throw them in the trash can. You
I
don't flush wipes.
I don't own this. I don't own
Wipes
this
are not
house.
flushable.
I don't own this house. No. It says flushable one per flush.
That's
We're
big,
not
that's
fighting
big
over
plumbing.
this.
That's big plumbing.
As
But,
Kenny
my
said,
cousin who
worker.
owns a plumbing company, for example, he
I don't
said
own this house.
never flush any
So
wipes.
what you
even
do
if
is
flushable.
you get
I
a-
even Sharpie out on the wipes I have in my guest
You
bathroom.
get about 14 shit tickets together.
Wow.
You wipe, fold,
What happens if you get 15? Too much?
wipe, fold, wipe, fold. Then you
Dry,
baby-
wet, dry.
then-
Dry, wet, dry.
No.
Do the
Dry,
tater rake.
Yeah, dry. Then
dry,
wet.
dry, wet.
Dry, wet.
And then if that's not
Do you
enough,
dry again?
dry again.
Yeah, always dry. You got to dry again.
Of course, yeah. You can't leave those chemicals.
You're
in
not a
the
tater
deal.
raker, are you?
But tater raker.
Tater raker is going from under and back to front.
I go back to front and front to back.
Really?
I'll go side to side if I feel like I need to.
I kind of got to go, side to side.
I go every which way. But then for the finale, I take
Did you
a
turn on the
baby
disco
wipe.
light?
I take a baby wipe and I don't fold it and I go all ass.
Oh. Just
See, I with the bidet, I get a
Swish.
lot of, circumstantial damage out down there, so I have to
Collateral.
collateral damage. No, I like circumstantial damage.
Equivalent. What was the
equivalate.
Equivalation damage.
I
using my
equivalate that to a
thesaurus.
waste of time.
I like my
the bidet
thesaurus.
makes a mess sometimes. There's a lot of water. You
Sure.
gotta dry out.
So how concentrated is the bidet stream?
that's pretty good.
So
You can adjust it.
okay.
Yeah, mine's basically it's 1 through 5. It's just the power level.
There's
And
the
you
one
have to
we
get used to it because you start on 5, you're
boofing, yeah.
Or if so that when there's a little lever to close the thing, and then you turn that on and it kind of sprays itself off. If you have the toilet seat up though, and you turn that on, it sprays on the damn wall like
Okay, gotcha.
like chest
cleans the
level.
ceiling for you.
Yes.
Well,
the one
so-
we
so-
have has a setting for the ladies
Sure.
where it gets from the front.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it has one for everybody
Sure.
for the back door.
So Kelly, favorite TP? Just shout it out, baby.
Cottonelle? I'm a
Cottonelle?
Cottonelle too. I gotta say I like Cottonelle.
I do the
Cottonelle
the
quick.
ultra soft
I'll send you home with some.
Yeah, I mean,
I will use it.
to go TP.
Yeah, it doesn't.
pill up down there, when you take a shower, you can go.
I don't like the berries.
Yeah,
I don't like to pluck
I
the
know,
berries.
I do that. Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm not a berry farmer.
So I dated a girl whose favorite TP was Scott.
Ooh, no.
I should have dumped her right when she told me that.
That's some jailhouse.
That's some
shit.
John
And-
Wayne toilet paper.
and
Rough,
she was-
tough, and don't take shit
and
off
like
of nobody.
I tried to bring her into the Charmin Club,
All-star.
and she wouldn't. She was no. So we moved in together. In our bathroom, I installed a second TP roll.
Just
so
for
we go
you?
in the bathroom.
His and hers.
Mine, his and hers TP rolls. And you don't ever tell anyone when you do that because when they go to the
That's
bathroom,
might
they're
be
like,
pretentious.
they're like, what the hell is going on in here?
I have brought my old toilet
look,
paper.
It was on her because I was using Charmin Aloe then. This was pre-bidet life. But I was like, Scott is like rubbing your ass with those like 3-ply paper towels.
Dude, Scott is jailhouse.
Yeah.
Once I changed my diet in the past 2 weeks, my toilet paper and baby wipe usage has gone down. 50%.
It's amazing when you're turd stick together how much TP you can save.
It's crazy when your digestive system works like it's actually
My Monday
supposed to.
bidet is not as nice as not as clean as my Friday bidet. The Friday bidet is just easy in and out.
Have you seen the SNL sketch with Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig? They're renting an Airbnb, and they're like, so here's the kitchen. They're like, how's the bidet? They're like, oh, well, the bidet's in there. How's the pressure on the bidet? Like, I don't know. I've never tested the pressure on it. Now, just pose this question. If we were both to sit on the
At the same
bidet, could it handle the weight and girth of both of our bodies together?
I got to tell you, I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, but I am looking forward to the 50th anniversary because Lorne Michaels is like, everybody is invited back except for Chevy Chase.
Which apparently is he's a huge dickhead now.
Yeah. Well, and people are trying to cancel Bill Murray now. We're not going to support that.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, but
yeah.
they're going to, Sandler, all the all stars.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to
Hopefully Eddie Murphy.
Hopefully Eddie. I'm looking forward to not a member of the crew, but a reoccurring guest. Do they have like the 5-member club or whatever? Do they have Alec Baldwin?
I was about to say Alec Baldwin.
Tom
With the coat. Tom Hanks. But
Steve Martin.
the Continental.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken,
Wow.
the Continental is
Yeah.
just to the subtle that what you were saying,
Yeah.
Ryan, just the subtlety of his mannerisms in that. It's the Continental. It's so solid. I wish they'd bring back the Hurley He Boy, which is one of my favorite sketches, which probably no one has seen.
Yeah.
It's Adam Sandler and Chris Farley. And it's like a guy's gonna watch your house while you're gone, and Chris Farley's on all the cocaine, and he's like, "For God's sakes!" He's just screaming. Adam Sandler, they go back to him, like second time back to Sandler, he is losing his mind, trying not to laugh.
It's weird. He must be method acting.
yeah, he really got into it. But it's because I just like when the other people are cracking up at the person who's.
Oh yeah. Well, there were some members like Jimmy Fallon, like he would just crack all the time.
Yeah.
And it was like
But then Will Ferrell.
This shit's not even that funny. Thank you. I was about to say Will Ferrell. No matter how funny the damn sketch.
I mean,
was,
the cowbell one. He's just.
He is a statue.
He never.
There was one sketch. I don't remember what it was. In the middle, everybody's kind of breaking up and cracking up. He just starts screaming, "I drive a Ford Taurus." It has nothing to do with anything that's happening. He just starts screaming that over and over again, and it doesn't help anyone come back from where they were. And they're like, it's a Ford Taurus. And they're like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense.
You know what his audition was for Saturday Night Live?
No.
So Will Ferrell walks out, and he pretends he's a cat playing with a ball of yarn. He doesn't speak.
And just does that the
He
whole
rolls
time?
around on the ground.
Lord Michael's like, we need this guy.
Like
That's great.
Bill Murray's getting canceled, or I haven't heard anything about this, but
He's in the
there's,
new Ant-Man film.
but there's definitely something that Bill Murray is not.
Oh shit. It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week. Oh shit.
Oh shit. So, are you going first?
So,
Is that the Kentucky Karen?
this is a fountain Karen.
Dude, every time he puts it on,
It's different.
It's a different
Well, guess
orientation,
what?
and it still works.
Guess what? This week,
It's
there
a-
is no Karen.
It's a living, breathing thing.
Let's
Yay!
give a round of applause. Yes.
Because I want to give a positive shout out to all you lovely gay men out there who come into restaurants and treat your servers with respect, dignity, and usually a nice tip. God, my favorite person to wait on is a group of gay men. They're fun. They have a good. Every now and then you get a diva, but for the most part, they're great. This was this guy's 60th birthday, and it was him and like his similar aged gay best friend, and then their 25-year-old twink that are kind of trying to. And they're making the young boy order things he doesn't want to order. He's like, "I want my steak is like a medium well." They're like, "Nope, medium rare." Like they're helping guide this young man into stuff. Escargot, they're like, "You have to eat one." He's like, "I don't want to eat one." They're like, they took his glass of wine from him, and they're like, "Drink." I was like, "This is great."
Wow.
And so and by the end of the meal, this kid has tried all kinds of new stuff. And this kid, he was probably in his mid-20s, but they were just fun, nice, great. Guess what? They really loved. That big ass pepper.
The big ass pepper shaker.
Shocking.
Yeah, and just as you're waiting on people, you'll kind of walk up and not have to talk for an interaction. Just give them some water or something, and you just hear a conversation. And he's like, and that's when I was seeing his boyfriend back in the closet, and I just lose my shit laughing. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, we need you hear that. I'm like, I don't care. I think this is hilarious.
I love this.
But I had Thursday night, the whole night can have a fucking shout out. Every table I had was great. Every customer was great. Nice. There wasn't. If a Karen had walked in, she would have walked back out. There was such a good aura in there.
She would have felt that vibe. She'd be like, you know what?
I
don't need to be here.
I mean,
it was like a force field. Just a repel.
My section was, and it just top to bottom, great night, great tips. Everything was awesome. And the gay guys were fun. I got them talking at the tables next. I mean, everyone's having a great time together. It was just one of those nights that makes you go, I don't hate this job sometimes.
Yeah. It's just like you play golf and you have a million bad shots. That one good shot.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it keeps me coming back. I equivalate it to whenever.
As you should.
the first time you throw a beer cap into the trash can and swish it.
Oh yeah.
I equivalate
or you get
it
the
to
bonus
that
bucket
feeling.
bounce when he falls in, or to kick it over in there.
You got to call glass though. But dang.
Speaking of tipping, we're gonna have Barbara Salone on. Take that microphone.
Yeah, we're gonna
there we
do
go.
a little tease here.
I'll post a picture of this one day.
Yeah.
But she's gonna be on the podcast in November near the end of the month.
Yeah, she sent us these books. They got here lickety split.
I mean, real quick. So I'm gonna I'll be reading this probably by the
I'll
next day or two.
definitely.
So we'll kind of get more on that later. But we're gonna have her on. It's just basically it's a book about how you as a service industry professional, which she calls SIPs. I like that. That works so well.
Nice.
Can
Maintain
your wealth and grow and not have to. People say, when are you going to get a real job? I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, when are you going to get a real job? Well, my fake money from my current job has been paying my bills with magic. But it's just how you can grow and earn money with the crap wage servers are paid. Still, after the last time a server got a raise was
19. I want to say 97.
No, that was when minimum wage went up to $7.25.
That was went to 3.14. It's been stagnant.
It's 2.15, isn't it? 2.13.
3.14 an hour.
We're all about facts on this show. Right?
We're about
3.15 an hour.
3.15? I thought it was 2. Either way, it hasn't gone up. Yeah. I thought it was like 84.
Well, so I'm going to get to that point of. I'm going to get to that point of. People treating servers as if like, where's your real job, or you're just a server sort of thing. I'll get to that in a second, but I have to address this, Darren. It might be one of my best Darrens.
You want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it. Oh, no. I'm not going to use him for it.
Too soon.
Too soon. Literally, it's been like 4 hours.
I'll save Darrington
like an hour ago.
All right, so Thursday. I'm serving during the daytime. Weird. I know I talk about this a lot.
You haven't brought this up yet. When did this start?
Really?
Yeah. Crazy. So we get a call about 11:15, 11:20, and they say, hey, we're bringing in 28 high school students. Do you guys have room for us? And Amanda answered the phone. She was like, yeah, we'll set you up some tables outside. Yeah.
Good for them for calling. I like the call.
Yeah, right? You would think that would start off well. So they get there. Sweet Mary Beth, she's working the deck. She's got the tables. She goes out there, and she goes, how are we doing the check? The teacher, coach, the Darren said they're all separate, and they all have their own money.
Whoa.
What?
Ouch.
The...
She was like, so
Nope, we don't do split checks like that.
Well, here's the thing.
I know you all do, but
she just didn't know that was going to be the situation, right? So she comes back in. She was like, "Listen to this shit." I was like, "All right, number one, here's what you do. Put a grat on everyone. $1 grat per person."
you're nicer than me.
Well, no. Well, you'll once you hear the rest of the story, like it'll kind of
Wait, there's more.
It'll kind of all work itself out. So she takes all of their orders, one by one,
She asked before she took the order.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
good.
so she already knew that it was all going to be separate or whatever. But as she's talking to their liaison, the coach, the teacher, whoever the fuck this Darren is, she's like, okay, so everyone's separate. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Comes back, and as they go to pay, one person would tip $0. Another kid would tip like $5. Another kid would tip $0. But it took up probably, I don't know, 40 minutes
That's
run all that.
of her time to run in back and forth to run these $8, credit slips or whatever.
Wow.
So I was like, we need to implement now. When people call it, it was nice that they called and warned us a little bit that there's 28 people coming in.
Right.
So here's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
As the liaison or the person bringing all of this group of people in.
The coordinator.
The coordinator,
Yeah.
yes. The equivalator. You bring them in.
Fucking
you say,
too soon, man.
You say, hey, let's figure out what we would like to order. I'm going to gather all of your money up, and we're going to put this on one check.
Yeah.
Make it easy for everyone because we're going to this restaurant because what happened was they were our first group of customers that day. And since there's 28 of them, everyone who came in after them had to wait on their food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It
we
totally
only have
gums up the system.
Yeah, they slow down the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, a couple of my tables came in, and I was like, "Y'all, get your orders in before this big
Yeah.
group of kids out here orders."
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, we don't have a thing where it's like grading in terms of the thing was. It was sort of backwards, and we kind of got gaslighted because they called to tell us that they were bringing 28 people in,
Right.
but they didn't call and tell us that they would all be paying separately.
So what should happen is when that person takes that call is to let that party know, okay, because you're such a large group and we're not, this is how we handle large groups like that. We have a set
Especially when they're younger, too.
format.
Exactly.
And you get to order this. Everybody pays the same. It all goes into one fund.
Well, even if it's not that specific, the thing was Amanda took the call, and when they called, they said, "Hey, we're bringing in 28 students. Do you have room for us?" She was like, "Yeah, of course we can accommodate you. Thank you for calling and letting us know that you're bringing in
Right.
this amount of people." But what she didn't think to
to ask, hey, are you going to be separate checks?
she didn't think she would have to ask them, "Hey, are you all going to be
Because a
paying
lot of
separate
times when
checks?"
there's a school party, they're all, one person's paying for it.
Exactly.
That's how
You're
I,
just getting
when I was
pepperoni
a
pizza.
kid,
Well, if they have
Yeah,
the
when we were
how it
kids,
was
we got
done.
pepperoni or cheese.
Yeah, that's what you
and
got.
And you liked it.
if they had the foresight to call,
right.
you
One
would
slice,
think
one
they
slice.
would also have the foresight to be like, "Oh, we're gonna."
What terrible educational system school did this come from?
I have no idea actually. See, so when I was at BC, they would be like, on Fridays we're getting Chick-fil-A. You put your order in and you give them the money and they bring it. That's it. When I was at St. Michael's, we had Domino's or Papa John's Fridays, whatever. They're like, "How many slices are you gonna get?" You pay ahead of time and they bring you.
So you were not
got-
class of 99. Because when I was at BC, they had switched it. BC lunch was the shit. Because you had Mondays was Central Park.
Barnes
burgers.
was one of them.
Barnes was Friday. Barnes chicken
Really?
finger sandwiches, which are the fire. Chick-fil-A on one day, Burger King
Yeah.
one day, and then whatever the other
See,
day.
we only had 2 days a week. It was Barnes one day and Chick-fil-A
So the
another
next,
day.
I was the next year.
Okay, yeah.
And we had, it was Burger King was Thursdays, Central Park Mondays. It doesn't matter. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But Barnes chicken finger sandwiches. 3 Barnes chicken fingers on that big ass bun on Fridays.
Ooh.
Good God. But the short term, my junior year there, I was only like a month and a half before I switched to the Arts Academy. Pro move. If you had second lunch and they ran out of food, they would let you leave campus and go get food with the nearby establishments. So the first time we do this, we, as high schoolers do, go get high and go to Burger King, which is down the
Weird.
street. And there was a car accident in front of us as we're like coming back. So we have to stop for a few minutes. So we're late coming back. So I'm like, I'm going to park right in front of the school in the teacher parking and deal with the repercussions later so we're not late to class. And all 4 of us jump out of my 1985 Pontiac Bonneville piece of shit, the shittiest car at BC, I'm sure. We all jump out, lock the doors, close them. We start walking or running, and I go, did anyone turn the car off? Because I didn't. But I locked the doors at least. So I locked my car running illegally parked in teacher parking while late for class.
I bet that went over very well.
Didn't have a hide key, so I have to go into the office and tell Coach Cannon, who was not a nice guy, and he's already, a couple of vodka Diet Cokes deep, what happened. So then I have to ride in the car with Coach Cannon back to the vodka Diet Cokes to the hospital where my dad has to leave the procedure he's in and come give me my spare key to go unlock the car. And that was a treacherous ride. He's mad at me, so he's talking to me and driving, and he is still sipping his 44-ounce Diet Coke and vodka.
Big gulp.
Big gulp.
You're like, stop sign.
I mean, I am.
School
I
bus.
have 2
School bus.
seatbelts on somehow. I got the center belt over me, and then it's just the most shameful. And he was like, "I'm not even going to punish you because this is enough."
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was so like visibly shamed that I was saying like no demerits, no anything. He's like, "You're an idiot."
Your third seatbelt was your own hugging yourself.
He tried to do the stop and just cry shock me. Did he ever punch you?
No.
Because BC was a private school, so at the time, your parents could allow them to use corporal punishment on you. He had a paddle. He literally paddled kids because their parents were like, it's cool. And one day I said something smart to him, and he told me to stand up, and he punched me in the square in the chest. This is a grown-ass man punching a 14-year-old boy. I was like, ooh, ah. And I get home and told my dad, he's like, well, what'd you say? Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes
I don't remember what I said, but whatever I said, I
you
deserved that
probably
shit.
needed to get punched.
Yeah.
My only experience with I was only at BC for like 4 months. Weird.
Did you get kicked out or leave?
I left. I was having problems at home, so I just I moved in with my dad down in St. Simon's. But the only run-in I had with Coach Cannon was I didn't shave well enough.
Oh, he get you with the card?
No. My CEO or whatever the F you would call him, he was like, you didn't shave. Go see Cannon or whatever. So I go in there, and they're supposed to give it, like the rumor was, if they make you go shave, they give you a dime size of
yes, of shaving cream.
And a 1 blade.
And like the multi-pack from the dollar store razors.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I get in, see Cannon, and, all these things are in my head. I'm like, I'm got to get a dime-sized dollop of, foamy, whatever, and a 1 blade. He was like, what the hell are you doing here? I was like, they said I didn't shave enough. He's like, dude, whatever. He filled my hand with Barbasol.
So he already had a
He
few
was like,
vodkas.
man, I don't give a shit about it. You know what I mean? He was like, you're cool, man. No worries.
He was like that, though. Either he loved you or hated you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't Catholic, so I got a lot of shit for that. And I wore my Nuns with Guns shirt to the first out of uniform day. Terrible idea to a Catholic military school. But they made me shave my peach fuzz. When I was 14, I didn't have any facial hair, and he was like, got to get rid of that blonde, King. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was a strange,
sometimes they'd come by with a card and run the card against the grain. If it like,
yeah, it was never. It was just like depending on who your
teacher was, your home
CEO.
teacher, whatever.
Yeah, they just decided.
Like I had Father Ronald from homeroom. He didn't give a shit about nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't give
I
a
had
shit
a lot
about
of
shit.
guys that were just like,
Yeah,
whatever, dude, man.
But then there was also always that guy at BC who was like in the 10th grade that had a 5 o'clock shadow by noon. You're like, Jesus.
Well, see, I didn't have an actual beard until I was like 21, so it was literally all
you
just
gingers
it
come
was
in
all
late.
just Beach Fuzz. But so then I went to Glen Academy. Speaking about leaving for lunch, so Glen Academy is basically a campus. It's like almost a college campus. So going from class to class, you had to cross a street, a literal street.
A street?
Yeah. So we would leave for lunch, even though we weren't supposed to. But it was like 8 buildings.
So you could kind of get lost in it.
Yeah, you could kind of dip out of there. So my friend had an old Jeep CJ5.
Nice.
And he had lunch period the period before me. And he never knew this until I got caught. But I would go steal his Jeep and go to McDonald's because you didn't need a key to turn it over.
You just push the button?
No.
Or
I
just crank it?
Literally
Yeah.
just crank it. So
Yeah.
the CJ7, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
He wanted the CJ5 so fucking bad. He got it. And he goes, look, man, I don't even need a screwdriver to crank this thing. I was like,
Back in the day, the keys were.
I was like, duly noted. So I walked out there one day, crunked that sumbitch up, went to McDonald's.
How'd you get caught? Did you leave the bag in the car? French fries?
So he skipped his next class after lunch.
And his car was gone?
He saw me pull up.
Ooh,
Gotta love that.
busted.
His name was Blake Taylor. I still remember him to this day. He was like,
When I was in high school, we had I was on the annual staff, and
Did someone steal your horse and carriage?
No, it was a buggy.
It's a crank car.
It was a buggy, not a carriage. The annual staff teacher had a really nice white BMW that she used to let us go get film in at McDonald's. So we would always go for little spurts.
Gotta love a good
the
teacher.
McDonald's was super close. You could get there within like 5 or 10
It was
minutes.
fast.
Yeah.
But
It used to be fast.
Yeah.
the Burger King was like 10 more minutes away, and that was when the Whopper was 99 cents. So if you really timed it right, and as soon as that
call all
bell
the
rang,
lights.
and you could run out,
Yeah.
you
And
could
steal
get
your
that-
friend's car.
Yeah,
and get
steal
down there
your
in
friend's
time.
car, you could get
Speaking
that
of
99
stealing things, we were remiss not to give a shout out to Scott Jacobs. He won't stop. Commented on our Woodpecker Lips episode. My sirs, this episode was better than the time I pretended to win a bunch of Emmys to impress underage girls.
Wow.
Look, you can have Grant Nelson himself for that comment. Like, I'm just going to send Grant to your house. That is gold.
Wow.
Gold.
You know what? I'll give you one of my paintings.
I mean, you could actually have Paxton also for a week.
Well,
I
so
think you
hold
won
it-
an
hold
Emmy
it.
for that one, didn't you?
yeah, I won a Gold Star Award from a homeless guy on 32nd Street for that one.
Have you been through downtown since they moved the homeless camp? Have any of you
I
driven by
have.
there?
It's actually they've clear cut
They got
everything.
There was a tire fire under the Truman.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so
wow,
when
yeah.
there was a fire under a bridge, you have to close the bridge, and since that's the access to the hospitals, to all
Yeah.
three of them,
Yeah.
that's a big danger. So they got them all out of there, gave them bus tickets, and sent them to somewhere. But they put up a
Martha's
fence.
Vineyard.
Yeah, that,
I was about to say, didn't like San Francisco or
No,
DeSantis.
that was DeSantis.
in
Death
Florida.
Santis did that.
Spent like millions of
$12 million
dollars
to send these poor souls.
What a troll, but Jesus. Anyway, so they have cleared out all the trees, and there's like a park now.
Yeah.
Like they're doing something very nice with it finally.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look at this. And I guess they're building. You told me they're building a super Walmart across the street.
across the street for
they're-
downtown.
Walmart downtown.
Woo, gentrification.
But yeah, Scott Jacobs is building the Walmart. He cured the homeless.
Well, you know
everything.
that warehouse that's been burned down for decades. It's been sitting there empty. I've been here since what, 97? That thing's been empty since I've been here, and they have done nothing with it.
That was the Frozen Paradise
So-
Storage Center.
Is that what that
Do you
was?
remember Frozen Paradise?
I remember there used to be a really cool train station that was like a old brick train station, and that's where they house the horse and carriages.
I worked at that one.
That was pretty
The
cool.
one on the right down there.
Yeah.
So I got a DUI when I was 21 years old. 22. I was coming down Thunderbolt Bridge at 8:15 in the morning. I had been imbibing for quite some time.
Drinking.
I'll never forget the
Been
guy
drinking.
through his house
Thunderbolt.
going, dude, you shouldn't drive. Like, I'm fine. I almost hit a cop head on, and then I tried to get away in my 4-cylinder Isuzu pickup truck. Didn't go well.
Not the Bonneville.
Threw the vodka out the passenger window.
Over the bridge?
No, as I was going down Bonaventure. So I deserved this
Over the
DUI.
bridge downtown.
Deserved this
I
DUI.
threw my
So
vodka out.
my probation officer got me a job working for the horse carriage people. He's like, yo, they'll train you for a month and you drive the horse carriage. Okay, it's part of my DUI probation. I spent the month learning. It was not that great, but whatever. I learned a lot of stuff about horses that I didn't know. And it comes time to start driving the carriage. They give me the tour. They show me what to do. I know how to do everything now. And they're like, we just need a copy of your driver's license. I'm like, well, remember me being here for getting a DUI? I don't have a driver's license. They're like, well, then you can't drive the horses. I was like, well, if I'm drunk, the horse will be fine. And I was promptly fired.
What if the horse is drunk?
You remember Mickey?
But why
that
would you
used to
get me
do
a
the horse
job?
tours?
yeah.
Why would you give me a job?
How did they not
that required
like,
a driver's license?
Yeah, how did they not?
Like,
let that
was he
out
trolling
first?
me?
You remember
God,
Mickey that
unequivocally
used
the
to
worst
do the
thing.
horse carriage tours? Mickey? He dated Flower Wanda. Mickey. Anyway, he named one of those horses after me that he did the tours with.
Shitty farts?
Yeah.
He named it Equivalate.
Fart Waffle.
Fuck off.
It's the sound he makes when he pulls out a fro.
Oh, so let me circle back really quick. So we're talking about when are you gonna get a real job, like the server thing or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, when are you going to get a real job?
So, are you familiar with James Corden,
the comedian.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
guy?
air quote comedian.
Yeah, hard quotes.
Late night host. He does carpool karaoke,
all
whatever.
that.
Apparently, he is a nightmare when it comes to service industry.
Oh, I can imagine.
So he got 86 from this restaurant in New York called like Baltazar or something like that. So he and his wife, and this is like something that happens all the time apparently. But people have been afraid to 86 him and kick him out forever because he's, like a celebrity. So he and his wife go into this place. She orders an egg yolk omelet.
Oh. Okay.
It comes out, there's a little bit of egg white in it. He loses his shit.
An egg yolk omelet?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah. He loses his shit on the server. He goes, if you can't do your goddamn job, I'll go back there and cook it myself. Number one, the server's not cooking the fucking food.
Yeah.
Okay?
The biggest pet peeve.
Right.
Take out bad food on me.
I would have said, let's go. I would have absolutely said, get the fuck up.
Yeah,
let's go. Come on, fat boy.
So then,
show me how you do it.
So this
Show me
news
how those
came.
big tits fart.
So this news came out, and after that news kind of broke, a lot of other people were like, "Yeah, he's been a menace to a lot of restaurants. Like he's pompous. He's got a fucking bad attitude. Like he always treats servers.
Got me too'd.
He always treats servers like shit.
Yeah.
So." So there's two sides of people commenting on it. One side is they're like, he said that to a waiter. Who cares? Like,
yeah.
Why are you
people? I mean,
why are you guys mad that he said this to a waiter?
To a waiter.
Like a second-class citizen.
Exactly.
They're just
like,
a waiter.
They're like, wait, you're upset that he yelled at a waiter? What does it matter that he yelled at a waiter?
We need to post those pictures so everybody will know.
But then the other half, and Andrew Schultz
I'm reading. He's denying he did anything wrong.
Andrew Schultz was on the right side of this.
Of course.
Schultz was like, hey, man, you demeaning someone just because of them being a waiter or a server or whatever. Don't you remember when, before you were famous, you worked some kind of job?
Yeah.
And then Schultz mic dropped it. He goes, and by the way, you're just a fucking guest here. You're from fucking England. You're not even a goddamn citizen. And you're gonna try and
Oh, nice,
dude.
Sploosh.
I mean, and that's the weird sentiment because I'll hear people say things like, he's not an asshole. He just said that to a waiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's excusable when it's a waiter.
And back to your point too. They're like, if you can't do your fucking job, it's like, I'm not the one cooking the food.
I don't have any. I wish they'd let me cook the food sometimes. I said that to multiple customers, but then they take it out on you.
And
I'll read reviews. Server, 2-star review. Server was great. It'll be about me or whoever. And I'm like, what was your tip on that? Oh, terrible. You took it out on the person who's I'm just the messenger.
Yes.
I'm just trying to bring you things so you can chill the hell
Yes.
out. Why am I getting punished for what somebody has done back there? I don't understand that.
I understand that I'm the liaison between you two, but if I have a problem, which I typically don't, and if I do, I'm not like, hey, server, it's your fault. I'm just like, hey, here's the issue. And you don't threaten with, I'm going to write a bad review or it's like,
I read for Yelp.
The guy at South Park killed that.
It's like no one gives a shit about
My tiny bicycleta.
no one gives a shit about your goddamn review.
Well, that's the thing, and I want to call out restaurant owners and managers that a server. And this has not happened to me, but somebody brought it up on the Facebook. My buddy Larry did. When are we going to call out the Karens that leave a bad review on a server for something that they didn't do anything really that wrong, and they just berate them 1-star review, and then the restaurant manager or owner comes down that server and is like, "Look at this one bad review, not these 10 good ones." You don't get a lot. I mean, my job does it, but a lot of jobs don't be like, "Hey, great review this week, great review." They're like, "Look at this bad one." Like, where are you in the 5 good ones I got?
In the military, it's called attaboys and O-fucks. It takes 10 attaboys to make up for one O-fuck.
And like, maybe, just maybe, that's Karen and not the server.
Right, yeah.
Don't come. Ask your server. Don't come at them with angst and like.
Oh, yeah.
You like thinking they mess up. You're taking the word of a stranger over someone you know.
I was going to say
that you trust to handle your business.
Yes. I was going to say, I was telling someone this about you the other night. So we had 2 customers, and I was like, hey, they seem cool. So I was like, hey, we have a podcast about bartending, service industry, or whatever. My partner, he works at Circa downtown. They're like, we just had dinner there tonight. We love Circa. I was like, well, I don't know if you had Clint or not, but
Nice.
So, and I was telling them about our dynamic and your dynamic at work. I was like, his owners trust that if Clint says that these people sucked, no matter what kind of review they might write or whatever they may say, that's them being Karens or Darrens or shitty.
Exactly.
They don't take the review as gospel. And any business owner out there, if you own a restaurant,
Scott Jacobs,
hire people that you trust, because
Yes.
I don't know if any reviews have been written about me. I'm sure there have been.
God, if you ever want to just laugh for a little while, look up these reviews.
I'm sure there's been some written about me. Never once in my fucking life has Eric or Heather, the only two people that matter to me in this world about how I perform in my job, have they ever come to me and said, hey, there was this review that said...
Well, I think Eric
100% employee back.
Eric would have to use the internet 100%. For that, so that's out. Yeah,
I'm just saying...
Hire people, like you said, hire people you trust.
Yes.
Because they're handling your money. You're in a position where they can take advantage of you, and they're not. So trust them.
Yes.
Don't trust this stranger who has an agenda because they want either something free or they're just a freaking cunt and they want to complain.
Or they want some notoriety somehow, because the only outlet they have to express themselves is like, oh, if I write this review, you're going to get way more traction off of a negative.
Yeah, it gets more attention. We're in a negative-based society where that gets energy.
But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Don't ever give a shit about any fucking review ever, because
just read the good reviews to know what you're going to eat somewhere. That's what I'm in the reviews for. What dishes is everybody enjoying? I don't care about your opinion unless you're like, hey, there was roaches crawling off the ceiling. If you do, Tim Wong will eat there.
If you need to write a review,
100%.
say, hey, I saw a roach crawling on it. Not
that. So the review website you joined, the Chatham County whatever page it is.
Well, it's not review. It's just
it's just mugshots
and
health scores.
And health scores.
Yeah.
And they're widening their berth because it used to be under 70. Now they're doing like the mid 70s because a few restaurants on Tybee.
Woo.
I was gonna say,
I read the whole report, and like two of the places, like it was all superfluous crap.
Yeah, it was a lot of bullshit.
It was like no bag in the trash can, 3 points.
There was something blocking the wash sink, like a cutting board.
They'll deduct you for a light bulb being out.
It depends on the mood they're in the day they come in.
Yeah.
Because I worked at the Craft Shack one day when the guy came in, and this guy, remember him? He got into it with me when Willie's first opened. He was racist as shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bad.
He came in the back door of the kitchen, like immediately pointing at stuff, like negative energy because Mir was Middle Eastern, and it was what 5-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So he had that 9/11 energy still, and was just coming at me with everything and trying to find. And it was a clean ass kitchen.
I was gonna say, is this Lily's?
Yeah, it was Lily's. And
Mir runs the cleanest.
Yeah,
he does.
And this
you
guy
literally
was.
Eat off that
he was
floor.
like, there's a little bit of grime around the bottom of the drain, kind of shit. He's just a complete asshole. Now I cut back to I know this guy. I worked at the Crab Shack a few months ago, and he came in there when there was a half an inch of standing water in the back kitchen, and it was like
not a word,
nothing, and left with a lot of to-go food for free.
Yeah.
And it dealt with the white man, so he was like,
He walks in and goes, oh, a bunch of whites here. 98.
Hi,
how are you?
How are you? Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't work there anymore. He's the kind of guy that got picked on in school, got put in the trash can at Johnson. I won't call his name out, but everybody I talked to was like, this guy sucks. No, he has no good friends. Tried to be a cop, couldn't make the cut to be a cop. I think couldn't make the cut to be a security guard. Somehow he's just a health inspector instead. Ugh. I hope he eats at Saigon Bistro and Taka every day, forever.
Forever and ever.
Are we gonna do a little quick one?
What's that?
Patreon.
We
didn't do it last week.
I think we went kind of long tonight, anyway. So let's save the Patreon for next week. Yeah.
We'll definitely we'll do one the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll do a Halloween Patreon. No, next week's Halloween. We'll be doing the podcast on Halloween.
I like it.
And we will not be wearing. I got my costume.
I'm gonna dress as a douchebag, so I don't have to.
You gonna part your hair the other way?
I just don't have to make any effort. I'm just gonna dress as
go
a
that way with the
douchebag.
You can wear longer shorts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've been over earlier, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, buddy.
I looked away.
You can see what I had for lunch.
Yeah, I can smell what you had for lunch.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for all that tuned in for the live streams. Remember to donate to Mike and Miss D Need Our Help on GoFundMe. We'll put the link in the description.
Boys and girls.
Oh yeah,
one quick little interruption.
Not that we need
I don't know how quick it's going to be.
Not that we need it.
I have to
get the calculator out.
I have to. Yeah, I'm going to
the abacus.
The Bacchus.
How does it equivalent to my old?
It equivalates to a new world record. Obviously, with some people, tequila makes the clothes fall off, but it brings the fucks out in you. So we're doing 17 fucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a Friday night.
I'm way back with 6, and I think Clint had like 3 or 4.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't even like angsty.
It's hard to catch
fucks.
the Clint
And
fucks 'cause
you
they're quick.
actually caught yourself with
you
did
late,
the F-bombs. I'm like, dude, you're
F'd
already
you F'd like 20
balls
minutes ago after
deep.
you were,
I mean, balls
after you were
deep
through a
in the
whole box of
F-count.
condoms.
Fucking own it.
I started texting people instead of going AF. I go A fuck. I completely turn it around.
Well,
Nice.
we'll
All right,
fuck with you
so
guys next week.
please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Patreon.
Please support us on Patreon. You guys bought this tequila for us.
Just
Need
having-
more tequila.
Making the statement very hard on Paxton.
I used the company card for the first
He
time.
can't equivalent the rest of the
I can't equivalent the rest of it. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. We love you. Thank you.
you guys.
And we will see you next time.
Ciao, man.